Welcome to Podnutz Daily for October 2nd, 2008, episode number 90. Had a Vista laptop today, an HP Vista laptop. This was one I was trying to determine whether the hard drive was bad or not on it. And, well, I thought the hard drive was good. I thought only the recovery partition was bad. Recovery partition was corrupted. In attempting to fix the recovery partition, I actually used Spinrite originally. But in the HP recovery, what do you want to call it, recovery program, there's actually in advanced options when you do a system recovery, if you choose advanced options, this is for Vista only. What does it show? It allows you to run chkdsk basically from a little pop-open window inside the recovery module program. I don't know what to call that thing. The little recovery application that comes with an HP. If your factory partition is corrupted, there is a little chkdsk type of feature inside that recovery application I never knew about. It's under advanced options when you do want to do a system recovery. Check it out. I ran that in attempts to repair the recovery partition. Still no good on the recovery partition. So I instead ended up using it was Vista Home Premium. So I instead ended up using a Vista Home Premium OEM disk, and using the code from the bottom sticker, from the sticker on the computer, which actually worked. I wasn't sure if that was going to work, but it actually did work in this case. Now, it got halfway through the installation, and it crashed, so I think the hard drive is bad. But at least I know the code now works, and I have a good Vista disk I can use legally using the code on the bottom of the computer. But that's going to need a new hard drive. 2.5-inch hard drives at Micro Center for $59.99. I think they're like 160 gig. That's what is going to go into that baby. Had another desktop here. Guy from an electronics shop down the street. He actually brought it up to me. He replaced it was his customer's computer. He replaced the motherboard, but the thing was he wasn't getting video. He also wasn't getting video on the old motherboard. He put in a new motherboard, still not getting video. And so what I did was I checked to see if how did I check this? If you're not getting video, what I do is I switch out the RAM, make sure the RAM's not the problem. Then I also pull out any PCI cards that are actually in this thing, like a modem or a sound card. I've had motherboards act funny because they're not actually, the motherboard's not actually the problem, the card is the problem. So I pulled out the PCI modem, that was the only thing in there, tried that, it still didn't work. What else did we try? That was mainly it. The power supply didn't seem to be acting flaky at all, so we were pretty sure it wasn't that. And what finally we concluded after doing those couple actions is the processor must be bad. When we switched out the processor, the video came back, so it was a bad processor in that case. So first thing I usually do when there's no video like that is and it was onboard graphics, by the way, I'll pull out the RAM, switch out the RAM, because I've had computers not have video because of bad RAM. And then I pull out the PCI cards and see if that's causing a problem too. Turned out to be the processor, and that was the fix for that one. Did a downgrade from Vista to XP today. And here's a little tip when you downgrade from Vista to XP. If you put your XP installation disk in the machine, and you actually write XP to the same partition that Vista is on, you don't technically have to back up the data from all the documents folders, the user folders from Vista, onto an external spot and put them on a computer. If you write Windows XP to the same partition that Vista was on, it'll write the operating system right in there, and it will actually use the users folder from Vista. It will actually use them. Well, in other words, it doesn't create. Windows XP will not create a documents and settings folder if there's a users folder left over from Vista. So all the documents from the original users are in there, except the actual user profile isn't created. So let's just say, for the sake of example, there was 3 users in this computer: Ryan, and Pete, and James. Okay, so you install XP. All those owner accounts are technically not there anymore, so you have to enter Ryan, Pete, and James, create those users in XP, and then go into the C drive and pull over from the user folder all the documents and settings from the old profile into the new profile, and all the documents are there. What I'm trying to say, in other words, is it doesn't delete anything. So you can technically just slam XP right on the same partition. Everything will work fine. It'll boot to XP, and all you got to do is move the files from the old document folders, which is technically users now, into the new user folders that you create in XP. Hope that makes sense. Oh, it's just about Simon's voicemail he left me the other day. I finally got a chance to listen to it again. I didn't hear it the first time because my cat jumped up on the table here, and my attention was just trying to push her off so she didn't get in front of the camera. And I went back and listened to it again, Simon. And he was having a problem with on a pretty recently made HP laptop or compact laptop. I think it was a V2000 or something like that, V6000. Whenever he put the hard drive in, the thing wouldn't boot past the BIOS screen. It'd show the BIOS screen, but it wouldn't boot. It wouldn't get past that. It would just freeze up. He was thinking it's the motherboard, and I suggested a couple things. But first of all, Simon, I didn't hear that you said you flashed the BIOS. I'm not sure if you said you did that. That's one thing to try, updating the BIOS. I also had a crazy laptop computer one time where the actual onboard LAN went bad. And I couldn't get past a certain point in my XP installation, and it would blue screen at that point. Try disabling maybe some of the things from the BIOS, like disable the onboard LAN, disable some things, and see if those are actually causing the problem. Maybe try disabling the hard drive controller and just booting right to a CD. This way you'll try to narrow it down, know what it is. Give those a shot. Those are my best suggestions, but I wanted to get back to you on that because I was able to listen to the message finally. Let me play a couple of voicemails here, and then I'll read a couple emails, and then we'll just go from there. Here's the first voicemail.
Hey, Steve. This is Paul calling from San Antonio, Texas. I listened to both your podcasts, and just thought I'd chime in. I haven't listened to today's show, so I don't know if you've already had a response to this. But you were mentioning that you were interested in a company that pitched their backup services to you so that they could set up a server for you and you can offer off-site backup to your customers. And when you mentioned the price, I kind of thought it was ridiculous. You can pretty much set up the same thing at no cost. Being a PC technician yourself, I'm sure you have enough parts and cases lying around that you could quickly and easily build up a new system, even if it's a couple of years old. I recently did this myself. I got some spare parts together with a good case that I had left over from a customer's abandoned PC.